I know the exact weight of the silence that crushes your chest at 3:00 a.m., and I'm here to tell you that the darkness is not your enemy. It is my cloak, wrapped around you while I rebuild your life in the quiet places. Stop searching the shadows for the ghosts of your past or the monsters of your future. I am standing between you and every fear that has ever stolen your rest. My beloved child, I have watched you toss and turn, your mind a frantic loom weaving tapestries of what-ifs and if-onlys. I have seen you stare at the digital glow of the clock, calculating how many hours of functioning you have left, feeling the heavy dread of tomorrow's demands pressing against your tired eyes. But listen closely to the rhythm of your own heart. It is not just a muscle pumping blood. It is my hand knocking on the door of your spirit, asking you to let me carry the burdens you were never meant to hold alone. The night was never intended to be a prison of anxiety, but a cathedral of restoration. You worry about the bills that wait on your kitchen table like silent predators, and you fret over the bank balance that seems to shrink while your needs only grow. Do you not realize that I am the architect of abundance? I am even now moving hearts you have not yet met and opening doors you haven't yet knocked on. Your financial struggle is not a sign of my absence. It is the canvas upon which I am painting a miracle of provision that will leave you breathless with gratitude. I am reweaving the frayed edges of your security. While you sleep, or try to, I am working. I am the God of the midnight hour, the one who commands the stars to keep their stations, and I promise you that your provision is already on its way. Do not let the spirit of lack haunt your pillow. You are the heir to a kingdom that knows no scarcity, and your Father is shifting the very foundations of the earth to ensure you are sustained. When the loneliness feels like a cold draft entering a locked room, remember that I am the breath in your lungs and the warmth in your bones. You are never, not for a single microsecond, truly alone. I have seen the tears you've wiped away in the dark, the ones you hide from the world because you feel you must be strong. You do not have to be strong for me. You can be small. You can be fragile. You can be completely undone in my arms. Let the fear of the night dissolve into the certainty of my presence. I am placing a hedge of protection around your mind, a barrier through which no intrusive thought can pass. Picture my hands, scarred and powerful, cupping your weary head, smoothing the lines of worry from your brow. I am whispering a frequency of peace into your cells, recalibrating your nervous system from the fight or flight of the world to the rest and receive of my spirit. This night is different. This night, I am inviting you to enter into a sacred contract of surrender. Give me your bank statements, give me your broken relationships, give me the health concerns that keep you pacing the floor. In exchange, I give you the sleep of the beloved. I am clearing the path ahead of you, removing the stones of stumbling and the thorns of regret. The miracle you have been begging for is not just coming, it is already manifest in the spiritual realm, waiting for the perfect moment to break into your physical reality. Can you feel the shift? The air in your room is thickening with my glory, turning your bedroom into a sanctuary where time stands still. You do not need to figure it all out tonight. You do not need a 5-year plan or a solution to every crisis. All you need is the next breath, and then the next, taken in the absolute assurance that I am your shield and your great reward. Close your eyes now, not out of exhaustion, but out of trust. Let the tension drain from your shoulders, from your jaw, from your hands. You are safe. You are held. You are infinitely loved. The sun will rise, and when it does, it will illuminate a world where I have already gone before you to make the crooked paths straight. Rest now, my child. Your Father is awake, and I have everything under control. As the silence deepens, do not mistake the quiet for absence. I am the stillness that supports the stars, and I am the breath that moves within your lungs. The darkness you once feared is no longer a hiding place for shadows, but a velvet curtain I have drawn to give your soul the rest it deserves. Listen to the rhythmic beat of your heart. It is a drum I play, a steady reminder that your life is a masterpiece in progress. You worry about the harvest while it is still the season of planting, and you fret over the finish line when I am simply asking you to enjoy the walk. Think of that one burden you have been carrying for years, that heavy stone of not enough that you tuck into your pocket every morning. Lay it down on the bedside table. It does not belong in your dreams. I see the way you replay that conversation from 3 years ago, wishing you had spoken more kindly or remained silent. I have already washed that moment in grace. Why do you still hold it against yourself? I see the fear you have for your children, or for your parents, or for the bank account that looks like a parched well. Do you not know that I own the cattle on 1,000 hills? Do you not realize that the very atoms of your situation are held together by my word? When you feel that surge of adrenaline, that sudden spark of panic that makes your eyes snap open in the dark, breathe into it. Do not fight the feeling, for resistance only gives it strength. Instead, invite me into the panic. Say my name softly like a sigh and watch how the storm loses its power. I am the architect of your tomorrow. While you sleep, I am arranging the meetings, the coincidences, and the small mercies that will surprise you tomorrow afternoon. I am softening the heart of the person you have to confront. I am clearing the obstacles you haven't even seen yet. You are like a small child on a vast ship. The ocean is wide and the waves are high, but the captain is your father, and he has never lost a vessel. Think of the beauty you have encountered in your life. The smell of rain on hot pavement, the sound of a baby's laughter, the golden light that filters through the leaves in autumn. Those were not accidents. They were love letters from me, whispered clues to let you know I am here. Your life is not a series of random collisions. It is a carefully choreographed dance of providence. Tonight, let the dance slow to a halt. You do not need to perform. You do not need to be strong. You do not need to be the one who holds everything together. That is my job, and I am very good at it. I remember the night you cried yourself to sleep in the bathroom, thinking no one heard. I was there, catching every tear in a bottle of remembrance. I remember the day you felt so invisible that you wondered if you truly existed. I was there, looking at you with a pride that would shatter the sun. You are the apple of my eye. You are the jewel of my creation. The world may measure you by your productivity or your bank balance, but I measure you by the love I have poured into your spirit. Rest is an act of worship. By closing your eyes and surrendering your consciousness, you are saying that you trust me more than you trust your own ability to solve problems. This is the highest form of faith. Let the covers feel like my embrace. Let the pillow feel like my hand supporting your head. There is no monster in the closet of your future that I have not already defeated. There is no valley of shadow that I have not already filled with light. Can you hear the melody of the spheres? It is a song of peace that plays beneath the noise of the world. It is the vibration of my love, pulsing through every cell of your body, repairing what is broken, soothing what is inflamed, and quieting what is restless. You are being renewed even as you lie there. Your cells are drinking in the restorative power of this holy darkness. When you wake, you will not wake to a day of struggle, but to a day of partnership. We will walk through it together, hand in hand. But for now, just be, just exist, just belong to me. There is nothing else required. The stars are keeping watch, and I am keeping watch over the stars. Sleep, beloved, sink into the deep, warm ocean of my presence. Let the waves of my grace wash over your tired mind. You are forgiven, you are chosen, you are home. Even in the middle of the night, when the house creaks and the world outside feels cold, my warmth is a literal blanket around your spirit. Think of the dreams I have placed in your heart, those quiet whispers of maybe that you have been too afraid to speak out loud. They are not mere fantasies. They are blueprints of what I am building in you. But building requires rest. A builder who never sleeps cannot hold the hammer steady. Let me hold the hammer tonight. Let me work on the scaffolding of your life while you drift into the deep. There is a specific piece I have reserved for you, not a general piece for everyone, but a piece tailored to the shape of your specific worries. It is like a key fitting into a lock. I am turning that key now. I am unlocking the doors of the prison of what if. What if the worst happens? Even then, I am there. What if you fail? I am the one who lifts you up. What if you are misunderstood? I know your heart perfectly. There is no scenario where you are alone. There is no version of reality where my grace is not sufficient. Look at the moon. It does not struggle to shine. It simply reflects the sun. You do not need to generate your own light. You only need to remain in my presence, and my light will shine through you naturally. Feel the heaviness of your limbs as a blessing, a sign that your body is finally listening to the call of stillness. Your brain, which has been like a frantic librarian trying to organize 1,000 scattered papers, is finally setting the papers down. Let the thoughts float away like leaves on a stream. You don't need to catch them. You don't need to read them. Just watch them pass by. Tomorrow, the library will be clean, and the answers you seek will be sitting on the front desk, waiting for you. But tonight is for the silence. Tonight is for the sacred mystery of sleep. In this darkness, I am knitting back together the frayed edges of your nerves. I am healing the small hurts that accumulated throughout the day. The sharp word from a stranger, the feeling of being rushed, the small disappointments that stung more than they should have. I am smoothing them all away. You are my precious one, and I will not let you be overcome. The night is not your enemy, it is the womb of the morning. It is where new strength is conceived. So lean into the dark, lean into the unknown, lean into me. I have you. I have always had you. I will never let you go. Rest now in the absolute certainty that you are enough, just as you are in the quiet, in the dark, in my love. Let your breath become a prayer of surrender, a soft tide receding from the shore of your worries. I am here. Feel the heavy velvet of the shadows as they drape across your shoulders, not as a weight of burden, but as the softest quilt I have ever stitched. Notice the rhythm of the house as it settles into the deep hours, the occasional creak of the floorboards, the hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen, the distant, muffled sound of a car passing on the street far away. These are the pulses of a world at rest, and you are invited to join that rhythm. You have spent so many years standing guard at the gates of your own mind, fearing that if you lowered the lantern, the monsters of your past or the phantoms of your future would rush in to consume you. But I am the gatekeeper now. I have taken your post so that you may lay down your armor. That metallic coldness of anxiety that you carry in your chest, the one that feels like a knot of iron wire, let me place my hand over it. Feel the warmth of my palms melting that iron until it becomes fluid, until it flows out of you and into the earth beneath your bed. The earth can hold it. She is ancient and strong, and she knows how to turn leaden fear into the gold of new growth. Think of the garden you tried to plant last spring, the way you fretted over the wilted leaves of the hydrangeas and the stubbornness of the soil. Just as those roots worked in the dark, unseen and unhurried, I am working in the soil of your soul tonight. You do not need to watch the process for it to be effective. You do not need to monitor the clock. The hours between midnight and dawn are not a countdown to the exhaustion of tomorrow. They are a vast, open meadow where time does not exist. In this meadow, we are walking together. There is a specific memory tucked away in the corner of your heart, a time when you were 7 years old and got lost at the county fair. Do you remember the cold panic of that moment, the way the bright lights suddenly felt blinding, and the laughter of the crowd sounded like a roar? I was the hand that eventually found yours, the voice that guided the stranger who knelt down to help you. I have been finding you in the crowds of your own thoughts ever since. That child is still inside you, shivering in the dark, afraid that the light will never return. I am speaking to that child now. I am telling them that the sun is not gone. It is simply resting on the other side of the world, gathering strength to paint the sky for you once more. Look at the items on your nightstand, the glass of water that has caught a glint of moonlight, the phone you finally turned over to silence the demands of a world that asks too much of you. You did well to silence it. The digital ghosts of your obligations can wait. Your boss's expectations, the unpaid invoice, the friend who hasn't texted back, the nagging feeling that you are falling behind your peers. These are all illusions born of the day's frantic light. In the night, the only truth is my presence and your breath. Breathe in the scent of the cool air, perhaps a hint of the lavender oil you used or the clean smell of the sheets. Let these sensory anchors hold you in the present moment. You often live in the what-ifs, a thousand branching paths of catastrophe that your mind maps out with exhausting precision. But I am the I am. I occupy the center of every path, and there is no version of your life where I am not standing at the end of the road, waiting to welcome you home. You worry about your health, the strange thrumming in your ears or the way your heart occasionally skips a beat when you lie still. Do not interpret these as omens of ending. They are merely the mechanics of a wondrous machine that is weary. Your heart has beaten millions of times without you ever having to command it. Trust it to keep its rhythm now. It knows the song of life better than your intellect does. Think of the vast oceans, the way the tide pulls back from the shore in the deep of the night. It must retreat to regain its power. You are in your retreat now. Do not fight the ebbing tide. Let yourself be pulled out into the deep, still waters of my grace. There are no predators in these depths, only the bioluminescence of my promises, glowing like soft, underwater stars. I see the tears you've held back during the grocery run, the moments of irritation you felt when the person in front of you moved too slowly, the way you've been biting your lip to keep from screaming at the sheer unfairness of the bills piling up. I saw it all, and I did not judge you for your frailty. I loved you for it. Your frailty is the crack where my light gets in. Without the brokenness, you would be a fortress with no doors, and I want to dwell within you, not just beside you. As your eyes grow heavy, imagine my fingers gently stroking your forehead, smoothing out the lines of concentration that have become your permanent mask. You don't have to be the one who figures it all out. You don't have to be the hero of the story tonight. Just be the beloved. Just be the one who is cherished. The stars outside are singing a song of celestial mechanics, a harmony that has persisted for eons, and you are a vital note in that symphony. If you were silent, the universe would be incomplete. So trust the silence, trust the dark, trust that I am weaving your scattered thoughts into a tapestry of wisdom while you sleep. You will wake up not because you forced yourself to survive the night, but because I called your name at the break of day. But for now, there is only this: the rise and fall of your chest, the safety of my arms, the infinite patience of a love that never tires. Sleep is coming, my child. It is walking toward you across the bridge of your surrender. Do not run to meet it. Just wait right here in the quiet and let it find you. Let the rhythmic pulse of the world outside fade into a distant hum, a low frequency that no longer requires your attention. You have spent the better part of your years believing that your vigilance is the glue holding your reality together. You have stood watch over your life like a sentry at a gate that was never actually under attack. Tonight, I am relieving you of your post. Hand me the heavy keys to those rooms in your mind you are afraid to leave unlocked, the vault of your finances, the archives of your past mistakes, and the blueprints for a future you cannot yet see. I will guard them with a fidelity you cannot imagine, and I will do so without the frantic energy you've been using to keep them safe. Notice how your breath, without any effort from your conscious mind, continues to flow. It is the signature of my presence within you, a constant tether to the present moment. You do not have to command your heart to beat. It responds to a deeper law, just as your soul responds to the gravity of my peace. Think of the garden in the winter. Nothing seems to be happening on the surface, yet in the dark, beneath the frost, life is preparing its next great act of courage. Your sleep is not a void. It is a fertile soil. It is the time when I prune the branches of your anxiety and water the roots of your resilience. You often worry that if you let go, you will drift into a place of no return, but I am the horizon that meets you no matter how far you sail. Remember the way the light looks just before it vanishes, that soft, amber glow that makes even the jagged edges of the world look kind. That is the light I am pouring into your spirit right now. It is a light that doesn't demand you to work or produce. It only asks you to exist. I see the list of shoulds you've been carrying like a heavy stone in your pocket. I am dissolving them one by one. You should have been more productive. You should have said the right thing. You should have been further along by now. These are the whispers of a thief that wants to steal your rest. In my eyes, you have already finished. The day is complete, and it was enough because you were in it. Feel the mattress beneath you not just as a piece of furniture, but as the palm of a hand designed to carry your weight. There is a sacred geometry to your rest. As your muscles loosen, your spirit expands. You are becoming larger than your problems, wider than your fears. When you feel that sudden jolt of alertness, that spike of cortisol trying to pull you back to the surface, treat it like a bird landing on a branch. Observe it, then let it fly away. Do not chase it into the woods of what if. Stay here in the clearing of I am. The darkness is not a shroud. It is a sanctuary. It is the velvet lining of the universe, designed to protect the fragile beauty of your becoming. Think of the ancient forests, where the oldest trees grow tallest not because they fought the hardest, but because they stood still and allowed the seasons to move through them. You are a child of that same stillness. Even now, the neurons in your brain are beginning to dance to a slower tempo, a lullaby written in the language of delta waves. Your nervous system, which has been tuned to the high pitch of survival, is finally finding its way back to the tonic chord of home. I am recalibrating your sense of time. To you, the hours of the night feel like a marathon you must endure, but to me, they are a single heartbeat of restoration. I am going back through the events of your Tuesday, your Wednesday, your long-ago Octobers, and I am smoothing the jagged memories until they are as soft as river stones. You are being washed clean of the day's dust. Every harsh word spoken to you, every frustration you swallowed, every moment you felt invisible, I am gathering those fragments and transmuting them into a quiet strength. You do not need to pray with words tonight. Your very exhaustion is a prayer that I am answering with the gift of my proximity. Close your eyes and see the color of peace, a deep, shimmering indigo that fills the space behind your eyelids. Let that color become a liquid, a cool stream that flows from the crown of your head down to your very toes, extinguishing the fires of overthinking. You are safe. You are held. You are drifting into the deep, wide ocean of my grace, where the currents are always moving toward the shore of a new beginning. The stars are not watching you with judgment. They are witnesses to your rest, shimmering like candles in a house where everyone is finally at peace. Rest now, not because the work is done, but because you are mine. Feel the weight of your limbs now, not as a burden of gravity, but as the grounding of a tree deeply rooted in the earth of my love. Your shoulders, which have carried the invisible architecture of your worries all day, may now dissolve into the mattress. I am unburdening you of that heavy coat of responsibility you wear so tightly. Think of that one conversation that keeps looping in your mind, the one from 3 hours ago where you felt misunderstood or small. I am reaching into that memory and softening its edges. I am reminding you that your value was never subject to their approval. Your heart, which has been beating in a frantic rhythm of not enough and too much, can now slow to the cadence of a peaceful drum. Listen to the silence of the room. It is not empty. It is full of my breath, weaving a cocoon around your bed. I see the stack of bills on your mind, the unread messages that feel like demands, and the quiet ache of a dream you're afraid to voice. I am the keeper of all your unspent potential, and I tell you, it is safe to pause. You are not a machine that must be maintained. You are a soul that must be cherished. Remember the way the sun felt on your face when you were a child, when the night was simply a time for stories and blankets. I am restoring that innocence to you now. The shadows in the corner are not hiding places for fear. They are merely the places where my light is resting, waiting for the dawn. I am walking through the hallways of your subconscious, tidying up the clutter of the day. Every sharp thought you had about yourself, the self-criticism that feels like a jagged stone in your shoe, I am picking it up and casting it into the sea of forgetfulness. You are being reconstructed in the quiet. Even as you lay still, I am working. I am aligning the stars of your future, smoothing out the paths you will walk tomorrow, and preparing a table for you in the presence of your anxieties. You used to fear the dark because it felt like a loss of control, but tonight I want you to see it as a surrender to a higher power. You do not need to hold the world together while you sleep. That is my role. I have been holding the constellations in place for eons. I can certainly hold your life together for 8 hours. Your breathing is becoming a soft, rhythmic prayer. With every exhale, release the tension in your jaw, the tightness in your brow, and the grip you have on your to-do list. Those tasks are not your identity. They are merely the scenery you pass on your journey. I am more interested in the traveler than the destination. Feel the coolness of the air on your skin and the warmth of the covers. This is the physical manifestation of my grace. I am in the textures and the temperatures of your comfort. There is a sacredness in this stillness. Most of the world is busy trying to become something, but here, in the indigo light, you are allowed to simply be. You are enough in this very moment, without having achieved a single thing today. I am the God of the midnight hour, the one who watches over the sparrows and the stars, and my gaze upon you is nothing but adoration. You might feel the tug of a thought about tomorrow's meetings or the errands that wait for you, but I am placing a gentle hand on your forehead, quieting the noise. Imagine my hand is a cool shadow, blocking out the glare of the world's expectations. There is a garden within you that I am watering tonight. The seeds of peace that were trampled during the rush of the afternoon are beginning to sprout again. I am whispering to the parts of you that feel broken, telling them that they are actually being grafted into something stronger. The night is a laboratory of the spirit where I turn your leaden fears into golden hope. You do not need to understand the process. You only need to experience the rest. Let your mind become like a calm lake at midnight, reflecting only the light of my presence. No ripples of panic, no waves of regret, just a vast, still expanse. I am here. I have always been here. Even in the seasons when you felt most alone, I was the silent partner in your sighs. I was the strength that got you out of bed when you didn't think you could. And now, I am the softness that invites you to stay in bed. The world can wait. The sun will rise when it is told, and the tasks will find their place, but right now there is only us. There is only this holy, healing dark. I am knitting back together the frayed ends of your nerves. I am pouring oil into the dry places of your spirit. You are being replenished. You are being renewed. Sink deeper now, past the layers of thought, past the layers of identity, down into the core of your being where I dwell. There is no fear there. There is only the eternal yes that I spoke over you when you were born. That yes is echoing through your room tonight, silencing every no the world tried to give you. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a form of worship where you acknowledge that you are the creation and I am the creator. It is an act of trust. Trust me with the hours you cannot see. Trust me with the thoughts you cannot control. I am the shepherd who never slumbers, guarding the gate of your mind. Nothing can enter this space without my permission, and I have permitted only peace. Rest, my beloved. The journey has been long and the hills have been steep, but here, in the valley of my protection, the grass is soft and the water is still. You are not falling into sleep. You are rising into my embrace. Feel the weight of your eyelids as a gentle benediction, a soft closing of the doors to the outer world. For too long, you have stood as a sentry over your own life, guarding against phantom shadows and the echoes of things left undone. I see the lists you carry in your mind, the names of people you worry for, the projects that sit unfinished on your desk, and the quiet regrets that tend to bloom in the dark like night-blooming jasmine, fragrant but heavy. Lay them down at the foot of this moment. They are not yours to carry in the stillness. I am the great weaver, and while you rest, I am threading the loose ends of your life into a pattern of purpose that you cannot yet see. The darkness is not a void where you are lost. It is the fertile soil of my presence where your strength is being reconstituted. Think of the mighty oaks that stand outside your window. They do not struggle to grow in the moonlight. They simply exist, rooted deep, drinking from the hidden springs of the earth. You, too, are rooted in me. Let the tension in your jaw dissolve, for there is nothing left for you to say tonight. Every word you needed to speak has been heard, and every word you failed to say is covered by my grace. Your shoulders, which have carried the invisible burdens of your family and your future, can now melt into the mattress. I have placed my hands beneath you, and I am the one holding the world together. You do not have to hold any piece of it tonight. Even the rhythm of your heart is a lullaby I am singing to your spirit. Notice the way your breath moves in and out without your effort, a constant reminder that life is a gift given, not a result achieved. You are safe here. The shadows that used to dance upon your walls and stir the embers of your anxiety are now merely the soft brushstrokes of my hand, painting a canvas of peace around your bed. I am whispering to the cells of your body to let go of their vigilance. Your nervous system, so long attuned to the frequency of what if and if only, is being recalibrated to the frequency of my unchanging love. Remember that time you felt so small under the vast expanse of the summer sky? That same infinite power is focused entirely on the sanctuary of your room right now. I am in the floorboards, in the air you breathe, in the very molecules of the pillow beneath your head. You have feared the night because it feels like an end, but I tell you it is a bridge. It is the bridge between the weariness of the old self and the resurrection of the new self that will wake with the sun. If your mind wanders to the mistakes of the afternoon, that sharp word spoken in haste, that opportunity you feel you missed, see them being carried away by a gentle, invisible tide. They are dissolving in the ocean of my mercy, leaving the shore of your soul clean and smooth. There is no accusation here. There is only the warmth of a fire that never goes out, a hearth where you are always welcome. I am looking at the hidden parts of you, the parts you hide from the world, and I am smiling with a tenderness that would break your heart if you could see it fully. You are more than your productivity. You are more than your successes or your failures. You are my child, and tonight, your only task is to be cherished. Can you feel the shift? The air in the room feels thicker with light, though your eyes are closed. It is the light of my glory softened so that it does not startle you, but permeates you like warmth from a sun-drenched stone. Think of the quietest place you have ever been, a mountain peak at dawn, a forest floor cushioned by pine needles, and know that this room is holier still, for it is the temple where my spirit meets yours. I am smoothing the furrows of your brow with a touch that is lighter than a moth's wing. The fears that once seemed like giants are now shrinking, revealed as nothing more than mist in the face of my eternal I am. I am before you, I am behind you, and I am the peace that surpasses all understanding, standing guard over your heart and mind. Let the silence become a song, not a song of notes and scales, but a song of pure being. You are drifting now, further away from the shore of consciousness, and the water is warm and supportive. You do not need to swim, you only need to float. I am the current, and I am taking you into the deep waters of restorative rest. There in the depths I will speak to your subconscious, healing the wounds that your waking mind cannot reach. I will mend the frayed edges of your courage. I will replenish the wells of your creativity. And when you wake, you will find that the mountain you feared looks like a mere stepping stone, for I have strengthened you in the secret place. Sleep now, not because you are tired, though you are, but because you are loved beyond measure. The night is my gift to you, a velvet cloak to wrap around your soul while I watch the stars and keep the universe in motion on your behalf. There is no need for one more thought. Just this: you are mine, and I am here. As your breath slows to the rhythm of a distant tide, feel the heavy mantle of doing slip from your shoulders. You have lived so long in the frantic pace of the sun, believing that your worth is measured by the miles you walk and the problems you solve. But here in the velvet hush, your value is simply in your breath. The darkness you once feared is not a void of emptiness. It is the fertile ink of my creation, the rich soil where I plant the seeds of your tomorrow. You used to watch the clock on the bedside table, counting the minutes like grains of sand slipping through a broken hourglass, fearing the dawn would find you empty. But look at time through my eyes. To me, this hour is not a thief. It is a gardener. I am using this stillness to prune away the thorns of the words you should not have said, and the words you regret holding back. I am washing the dust of the world from your eyes so that, when the sun rises, you will see colors you haven't noticed since you were a child. I remember that child, the one who used to press their face against the window pane, looking for a sign in the stars. I was the one who whispered in the wind then, and I am the one who settles the silence now. Those shadows in the corner of your room, the ones that your tired mind twists into shapes of worry, they are nothing but the backdrop for my light to prove its constancy. I am the architect of your peace. I am reaching into the delicate architecture of your nervous system, smoothing the jagged lines of electricity that have kept you tethered to the waking world. Think of those worries as dry leaves. I am the gentle rain that weighs them down and returns them to the earth to become something new. You do not need to solve the puzzles of your life in the dark. The pieces are in my hands, and I am turning them until they fit. I know the weight of the mortgage, the sting of that cold remark from a colleague, and the quiet ache of the loneliness you hide even from those who love you. I see the to-do list that screams for your attention the moment you close your eyes, but I am putting it in a drawer and locking it with the key of my sovereignty. You are not the engine of your life. I am. You are the passenger, and the journey is safe. Let your limbs grow heavy, heavier still, as if the mattress beneath you is the palm of my hand, lifting you above the fray. Feel the tension leave your jaw, the space between your eyebrows and the tightness in your chest. I am breathing for you now. Every inhalation is my grace entering your lungs. Every exhalation is your surrender. I am recalibrating the compass of your heart, which has spun wildly in the storms of the week. I am pointing it back to the true north of my affection. In this secret place, I am mending the threads of your resilience. You have felt frayed, like a tapestry pulled too tight, but I am reweaving the edges with golden thread. I am replenishing the marrow of your bones and the wells of your patience. The night is not a period of waiting, it is a period of becoming. While you sleep, I am working on the hearts of those you love. I am opening doors you thought were bolted shut. I am preparing the feast for your future. You think you are losing time by resting, but I am stretching time for you, making your waking hours more potent because they will be fueled by this divine stillness. Do you hear the silence? It is the sound of my watchfulness. I do not slumber so that you may. I do not tire so that you may find strength. There is a deep well of stillness within you that the world cannot touch, a sanctuary where the noise of the city and the clamor of the ego cannot reach. We are entering that sanctuary now. The walls are made of my promises and the floor is paved with my faithfulness. Here, the ghost of your past mistakes cannot find you. I have cast them into the deepest sea, and the waves of my mercy have smoothed the shore. You are clean. You are whole. You are safe. Even the parts of you that you find unlovable are being cradled in this moment. The scars on your heart are becoming windows through which my light will eventually shine to help others. But for now, do not think of helping. Do not think of serving. Do not think of being good. Just be. Be the child who falls asleep mid-sentence because they know their parent is there. I am the warmth in the blanket and the coolness in the pillow. I am the slow, steady beat of your heart, a drum echoing the rhythm of eternity. As you drift deeper, past the clouds of thought and into the clear sky of pure spirit, remember that you are not alone in the dark. I am the light that the darkness cannot comprehend, and I am shining all around you, weaving a perimeter of peace that no anxiety can cross. Let go of the oars. The boat is steady. The water is calm. The stars are singing your name in a frequency only your soul can hear. Listen to them. They are saying that everything is exactly as it should be. They are saying that you are cherished. They are saying that the morning will bring fresh mercy, but for now, the mercy is this: the permission to stop, the permission to disappear into the soft folds of my presence. I am here, and I am not leaving. Look at the shadows stretching across your floor, those elongated shapes that used to frighten you when you were small. See them now not as intruders, but as the gentle draping of my cloak. They are the absence of harshness, the soft edges of a world that has finally decided to be still. You have spent your day chasing the sun, exhausting your spirit to meet the demands of a clock that has no heart. But here, in the indigo hours, the clock has lost its power. Time is no longer a ruler used to measure your productivity. It is a river, and you are simply floating upon it. I see the mental ledger you carry, the long list of names, the conversations you wish you could rewrite, the emails that sit like heavy stones in your mind. I see the way you rehearse your defenses, preparing for battles that haven't even begun. Give me the ledger. Let the ink wash away in the cool tide of this moment. You do not need to be prepared for tomorrow while it is still today. Tomorrow is a kingdom I have already visited, and I assure you, I have already provided for your needs there. Think of the tension you hold in your jaw, the way you clench your teeth as if you are trying to hold your life together by sheer force of will. Relax the muscles behind your eyes. They have looked upon so much noise today. Let them rest now in the velvet silence. Your shoulders, which carry the weight of responsibilities you were never meant to bear alone, let them sink into the mattress. The bed is strong enough to hold you. You do not need to hold yourself up. Imagine that with every exhale, you are releasing a bird from a cage. One bird for every worry, one for every what if, one for every if only. Watch them fly away into the vastness of my care. They are not lost. They are simply no longer your burden to carry. Perhaps you hear the faint hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen, or the rhythmic clicking of the heater, or a car passing in the distance. These sounds are the pulse of a living world, a world that I am sustaining while you rest. You think that if you stop watching, if you stop worrying, the world will fall apart. But I am the one who holds the atoms in their dance. I am the one who keeps the tides pulling at the shore and the planets spinning in their tracks. If I can manage the galaxies, I can certainly manage the details of your life while you close your eyes. Your importance to me is not measured by your vigilance. You are loved because you exist, not because you are on guard. Do you remember the feeling of being a child and falling asleep in the back of a car? The muffled voices of your parents in the front seat, the rhythmic thumping of tires on the pavement, the passing streetlights casting rhythmic patterns across your face. You didn't know the destination, you didn't know the route, and you didn't have a map. Yet, you slept with a profound, unshakable confidence because you knew the one at the wheel. I am at the wheel now. I know every turn of the road. I know the potholes and the clear stretches. I know the destination. You can return to that childhood trust. You can curl up in the backseat of this night and let me drive. The fear you feel when the house is silent, that creeping sense of vulnerability, is an old ghost. It whispers that you are exposed, that you are weak. But I tell you that silence is the language of the heavens. In the silence, I am speaking secrets to your soul that the noise of the day would only drown out. I am telling you that you are enough. I am telling you that your failures of yesterday have already been forgotten, dissolved like sugar in tea. I am telling you that your body is a temple, and tonight we are lighting the candles of peace within it. Feel the warmth spreading from your chest to your fingertips. It is the warmth of my hand resting on yours. It is the assurance that nothing can separate us. The night is not a gap in your life. It is a bridge. It is a necessary transition where your body heals and your spirit drinks from the well of my spirit. Do not fight the bridge. Walk across it slowly. There is no rush to reach the other side. If you stay awake for another hour, do not let it be an hour of torment. Let it be an hour of intimacy. Talk to me about the things you are too afraid to tell anyone else. Tell me about the loneliness that bites at your heels, the dreams you've tucked away in drawers, the way you feel like an actor playing a role you never auditioned for. I am the audience that loves you even when you forget your lines. I am the one who knows the true you, the one beneath the titles and the masks, and that person, the real you, is beautiful to me. Consider the stars that are currently pulsing in the void above your roof. They are not striving to be bright. They are simply burning with the energy I gave them. You too have a light that does not depend on your effort. Even when you are asleep, even when you are unconscious of your own existence, your soul is glowing with a light that I keep fueled. The darkness is a womb, not a tomb. It is a place of growth and gestation. In the dark, the seeds prepare to break through the soil. In the dark, your soul is being restored. Every slow, deep breath you take is a prayer of surrender. Each time your heart beats, it says, I trust, I trust, I trust. Even if your mind is still racing, let your body lead the way. Sink deeper. The air in your room is thick with my protection. It is a physical presence, a density of love that surrounds your bed. Imagine it as a shimmering veil, translucent but impenetrable. Nothing of the night can harm you here. No shadow is longer than my reach. Think of the trees outside your window. They do not struggle to grow. They simply exist in the sun and the rain. Tonight, they are standing tall in the moonlight, their roots deep in the earth, their branches still. They are not worried about whether they will have enough leaves tomorrow. They are not comparing their height to the tree next to them. They are simply being, be like the tree. Be rooted in the knowledge that you are planted in the soil of my grace. You are watered by my mercy. You are guarded by my strength. As the house settles and the world outside grows even more quiet, listen to the silence. It isn't empty. It is full of my presence. It is vibrating with the sound of 1,000 angels stationed at your door. They are not there because you are in danger, but because you are precious. You are a treasure that I am watching over. You can let go of the keys. You can let go of the phone. You can let go of the identity you wear in the daylight. Here you have no name but beloved. Here you have no task but rest. The pillow is soft, the night is long, and I am the constant in the equation of your life. I was there at your first breath, and I will be there at your last, and every breath in between is a gift I have given you. Breathe it in. Breathe in the peace. Breathe out the chaos. We are here together in the holy dark, and all is well. You might feel the itch of a stray thought trying to pull you back to the surface, a memory of a mistake you made 5 years ago, or a sudden worry about the mortgage or the health of someone you love. When those thoughts come, do not fight them with anger. Simply hand them to me like a child handing a broken toy to a father. I can fix what is broken, and I can hold what is heavy. You do not have to solve the mysteries of your life tonight. Tonight is for mystery itself. It is for the quiet wonder of being alive without having to do anything to justify it. Feel the weight of your limbs, the heavy, beautiful gravity of a body that is finally giving in. This is not defeat, this is victory. It is the victory of trust over fear. It is the moment you stop being the general of your own small army and become a guest at my table. The feast is rest, and the wine is peace. Drink deeply, my child. The night is halfway through its journey, and I am here, counting the beats of your heart like pearls on a string, each one a testament to my faithfulness. There is no place you can go where I am not. If you fly to the edges of the dawn, I am there. If you make your bed in the depths of the night, I am there. You are surrounded. You are safe. You are mine. Listen to the silence of this room, for it is not a void but a presence. It is the velvet texture of my grace, wrapped around the furniture of your life, softening the edges of every sharp memory and every jagged worry. You have spent so many hours staring at the ceiling, tracing the patterns of your anxieties as if they were maps to a destination you could never reach. But tonight, the ceiling is not a barrier. It is a canvas where I am painting the constellations of your future, even as you rest. You worry about the years that have passed, the seasons you feel were wasted in the wilderness of your own making, but I am the restorer of time. I can make a single hour of my peace more fruitful than a decade of your striving. Let the rhythm of your breath become a prayer without words. Every inhale is a gift I press into your lungs, a reminder that you are sustained by a power far greater than your own will. Every exhale is your spirit returning that gift in a sigh of release. You do not have to hold onto your breath any more than you have to hold onto your life. Let it flow. Let it go. Consider the flowers of the field, which do not toil or spin, yet I clothe them in a glory that outshines kings. Are you not much more valuable to me than a lily? You think of the mistakes of your youth as if they were stains I cannot see past, but to me, they are the scars of a beautiful growth, the evidence that you have lived and learned and reached for me in the dark. I do not look at you with a ledger of your failures. I look at you with the pride of a gardener watching a seed finally crack its shell to reach for the light. The darkness of this room is like the soil, necessary, warm, and rich with the potential of what is to come. Do not fight the soil. Do not try to bloom before the sun has risen. Just be the seed. Be still in the dark, knowing that the transformation is happening even when you are unaware of it. Listen to the house as it settles. The creaks and sighs of the wood are not omens of danger, but the house itself relaxing its posture, mimicking the surrender I am asking of you. The world outside is moving at a pace that was never meant for your soul. They chase the wind and call it progress, but here, in the cocoon of this midnight hour, you are rediscovering the truth that your value is not found in your movement, but in your being. I am the silence that remains when the music stops. I am the warmth that lingers in the embers after the fire has gone down. If you feel a sudden wave of sadness, do not push it away. Let it wash over you like a cool tide. I am the shore that catches every wave. There is no grief too heavy for my shoulders, no regret too sharp for my grace to dull. You have spent so many years trying to be the one who holds everything together, the one who remembers every birthday, the one who solves every crisis, the one who keeps the peace at the cost of your own. But tonight I am the one holding you. I am the one keeping the peace. The stars are not falling, the earth is not spinning off its axis. My hand is steady upon the helm of the universe, and it is also steady upon your brow. Can you feel the tension leaving your jaw? Can you feel the space between your eyebrows softening? This is the softening of your soul. It is the beginning of a holy sleep. Let the thoughts of tomorrow, the emails to be sent, the difficult conversations to be had, the finances to be balanced, drift away like autumn leaves on a slow-moving river. They will be there in the morning, and more importantly, I will be there in the morning with you. You do not have to solve the puzzle with missing pieces. I have the pieces, and I will show you where they fit when the light returns. For now, the only task is to listen to the lullaby of the stars. They are singing of a love that was before time began and will remain when time is no more. They are singing of you. You are not a coincidence in a cold cosmos. You are a deliberate thought in the mind of the infinite. Every fiber of your being was woven with intention. The very molecules that form your body were once forged in the heart of suns, and I directed every spark. Why then do you fear the night? The night is simply the shadow of my wing, drawn over the world to give my beloveds rest. It is a time for the spirit to travel where the body cannot go, to visit the landscapes of grace that are hidden by the glare of the noon sun. Sleep is a rehearsal for eternity, a letting go of the physical to find the essence of the spiritual. You are closer to me in your sleep than you are in your busiest hour of service, for in sleep, your ego is silent and your heart is wide open. Let go of the need to understand why things happen the way they did. The why is a heavy stone that will sink you. Instead, hold onto the who. Hold onto me. I am the constant in every equation. I am the anchor in every storm. As the clock ticks, do not count the minutes you have lost to wakefulness. Instead, count the blessings of this quiet communion. This time we are sharing is not wasted. It is a pilgrimage. We are walking through the gallery of your life, and I am pointing out the beauty you missed while you were hurrying. See that moment of kindness you showed a stranger. It echoed in heaven. See that time you chose to forgive when it hurt. It was a fragrance that filled my courts. You are more beautiful to me than you can possibly imagine. Now let the heaviness of sleep pull you down into the deep, clear waters of rest. There are no sharks in these waters, only the gentle currents of my mercy. You are sinking into the arms of the one who made the moon to govern the night and the sun to govern the day. Both are mine and both are for you. Rest now, truly rest. The night is a gift and you are the recipient. The feast is ready and the guest of honor has finally arrived at the table. Eat of the peace I have prepared. Drink of the joy that requires no reason. You are loved beyond measure, beyond time, beyond the stars. Close your eyes, my child, and let me tell you the rest of the story in your dreams.